Yobachi 2007. We're going to get right into this. Go ahead and like us up coming through the door, and let's see what the lovely young lady has to say.
I put makeup on just for this date, so it better go well.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to go great. I just can't wait to hear what comes next. I'm sure this lovely fit young lady is just no what man wouldn't want to stay on a date with her and feed her and spend all his money on. I bet it's going to go well. Let's check it out.
And I'm not posting this probably if it doesn't. It did not go well. Truthfully, it lasted less than 2 minutes. I walked up, he gave me a hug and said, "Are you hungry? Let's go inside." We went inside. He said, "Actually, can you step outside for a minute?" I stepped back outside and he said, "I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm just not feeling it." So I walked to my car and came back home. Dating when you're fat sucks. I put makeup.
Well, so of course a bunch of women are in a big uproar about this and making it out to be other than what it really is or other than what they have any factual knowledge to suggest and proclaim that it is. Of course, the comments are all the typical gaslighting of men and toxic positivity for women where they just hype them up on some nonsense. Stop calling yourself fat. She is fat, and she stated what it is. That doesn't matter. He was a loser. So, of course, actual reality of her situation doesn't matter. She doesn't have to do better. He's just a loser for not wanting to go out with someone who he didn't like, and very respectfully stating that it wasn't working for him up front rather than dragging her along. If he would have strung her along and then just would have ignored her, ghosted her after the date, or would have even, especially if he would have told her after the date, look, I was never feeling it from the moment I saw you, I wasn't into it. I just went along with the date just because. Then it would have been he's this, that, and the other for stringing her along. But he does what he was supposed to do and was very respectful and respectfully let her know he's not into it. But men have to be attracted to whatever women throw at them. Women can tell men about how unattractive they are, how broke they are, how much they're not on the woman's level. And that's perfectly great. Men are dusty and not good enough. And men can be told this all day, but women can't even be told the truth that I'm just not into you. So here's the plan. This week can go to a lovely restaurant and dine, babe. We need to let the lonely epidemic eat the men. It's not eating us. And clearly it wasn't eating him. If he was so lonely, then he wouldn't have been so quick to get rid of her. So clearly men aren't lonely. What men are not doing is choosing not to be with women who are not up to par, who are not up to standard. And men won't settle just for being with a woman just so they can be with somebody. That's what you're seeing. You're not men aren't lonely just because some article was put out by some feminist news organization trying to paint not being in relationships as being lonely. Women get lonely when they're not in relationships. Women need that social romantic relationship connection way more than men do. So women might be lonely just because men aren't in relationships as much doesn't mean men are lonely. And again, this is just another proof of it. I had a discussion today with a female friend about another female and why we didn't work out and why I dropped this chick uh, because she was lame, basically. And I'd rather just not be with anybody than deal with her lameness. And nobody cares. It's not men being lonely because we just don't want to be bothered with women who aren't worth it. So, nah, dude, his wife was in the restaurant. Don't worry, you are beautiful. More of that toxic positivity. Now, let's think about what the situation might have really been instead of just believing that, hey, he just dropped her for no reason. I'm betting that she catfished him. Let's look at her TikTok page. Look at this picture right here. You can't tell that she's morbidly obese from this picture. And what a lot of women do is they take these pictures at these angles up with their face, with their hair down along the sides, with the slimming look. They do effects and features with the graphics software, and this is what you get. So I'm sure he knew she was overweight, but there's a difference between just being a bit overweight and being morbidly obese. And he was probably okay with what he could see until he saw her in real life. and realized he had been catfished and didn't want what she was giving. So let me show you her page. Almost everything she shows is a headshot. She seldomly does much body. She barely does even chest. She keeps it on her face and her head when you could I can tell by how swollen her head is that she was morbidly obese just from the first video right off the top. It's obvious to me, but it's not that obvious, especially if he wasn't seeing this. All he was getting was some particularly selected and edited pictures where you can't tell nearly how big she is. And again, she intentionally doesn't show her body much. This is what she does. She's showing her face or her headshots all the time. Now, when we get down here to a picture or a video where her body is in screen, you can see before without even clicking on it what it is. Right. We can see this. This is not just
I'm
being
blending
fat.
in with the couch, but do I not look so cute in my little outfit of the day from the good?
Okay, you think you look cute, and all your toxic positivity fans and body positivity fans thinks it's cute. But if men aren't attracted to it, then we aren't attracted to it. And that's just what it is. Now, I want to show this one here. Here's one where you can, without even clicking on it, see the body. But there was something else that I neglected to show before. This picture right here. Look at how she looks. This is this is strictly a picture of her. And look at her upper body right here. Look at her torso. So either this is her when she was much younger and much slimmer, or this is a Photoshop picture of a body that's not really hers. Again, look at her upper body. Oh, hold on. Look, look how big her chest area is. That body is definitely not a body that's hers. Uh, this is not doing. She has a very large chest and a very round torso, stomach, upper body area. This is what her body actually looks like.
I'm in a hotel, so we're gonna have to excuse what I'm working with. Okay? But this is my OOTD, and I did buy it with my own money.
Oh wow, this my bad. Let's get
I'm
back
in a
to it.
hotel, so we're gonna have to excuse what I'm working with. Okay? But this is my OOTD, and I did buy it with my own money.
This is
This
her.
is a peplum top that I got on the TikTok shop. It's button up.
This is the real her. I can't get this to scroll down like I want to. Uh,
There's been a lot of
there.
discussion.
Again, this is her real body, not just fat, but morbidly obese. Somebody maybe could deal with fat and be okay with it, being a little overweight, whatever have you, being 170, 180 pounds. This is morbidly obese. This is what, 350, maybe more. So this is her real body, and this is the kind of thing she's catfishing people with. And somehow the man is wrong because she's out there deceiving people before dates. And when he saw what it really was, he respectfully dismissed himself from what he's not interested in. Because men are always gaslit, and we have to be attracted to whatever women decide to throw out there in the world, whether they're coming with their best, whether than them having to do better. It's incumbent upon men just to take whatever they throw at us. If you don't accept me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Women think men deserve their worst. This is what they really feel because women don't think men deserve anything. Modern women are a bunch of misandrists, and that's just the bottom line of it. But we don't have to accept this or settle for this or be taken in by this gaslighting. Now, in another video I saw, she further tries to gaslight people and say that she can't lose weight or even maintain weight because she has PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. And she says, I'm probably the healthiest person you know, and I work out all the time. I'm probably the healthiest person you know. I'm the healthiest eater. She is lying. Uh, so I just looked up some things that just show that yes, it makes it difficult to lose weight. It certainly does not make it impossible. That means you have a greater propensity for blood sugar to have an effect on your weight. That means you have to be more restrictive with your sugar use, you because of the way of the over uh, the overproduction of insulin that PCOS causes is what causes the weight gain and weight retention in polycystic ovary syndrome. But insulin is only produced in response to sugar. So, so it's saying yes, obesity is common, 40 to 80%, which is a weird, bad statistic because that's too broad of a range. That means anywhere from 20 to 60% aren't overweight, and they certainly aren't obese and morbidly obese, which she is. There's 20, 30, 40% that aren't even overweight, much less obese or morbidly obese. It's not an automatic that because you have PCOS that you're going to be morbidly obese. Not at all. So again, I looked up facts to go against the gaslighting. So insulin resistance. Many people with PCOS develop insulin resistance, which means their body cells don't respond well to insulin. As a result, the pancreas produces more insulin to compensate. This excess insulin can lead to the increase of fat storage and weight gain. Again, insulin is only produced in response to blood sugar. So that's usually starches, which insulin converts, helps your body to convert into glucose, which is stored as fat. That means stop eating all the bread and all the other starches, all the burgers and all these things, and you won't have all this blood sugar for insulin to be overproduced to produce all this fat that you can't get rid of. You can't be eating healthy. And this is another thing. What people call eating healthy isn't healthy. This goes back to another thing that was on Pop the Book. What modern women and many of their male think-alikes call eating healthy isn't healthy. For instance, people want to try to claim vegetarianism just because you're a vegetarian. They think that equals healthy. Oreos are vegan, right? They'll say I'm vegan, I'm vegetarian. Because just because you're vegan, just because you don't eat meat or you don't eat any animal byproducts, it doesn't make you healthy. If you're stuffing a bunch of other things, a bunch of sugars, a bunch of snacks, cookies, treats, a lot of starches and breads and all this kind of stuff, you're still eating unhealthy. You're still not getting the right macronutrients. You're not going to be healthy just because you don't eat meat. And here's an example of that.
Not in the gym, I need you eating right or something, or you know what I mean? And I feel like that's not, we're not on the same frequency with that.
Totally fine, but I work out 5 times a week and I'm vegan. But I get it. You looking
Oh,
for a
Where's the results? She's round. There's no definition. This is just a circumference. You can talk all that crap, but where are the results? You're vegan, but you don't eat healthy. The results show that. And we know what women are doing at the gym half the. This is half the women at the gym and even a lot of the men working out their thumbs texting more than they work out anything else. So telling me you go to the gym and that you're vegan tells me nothing. I'm looking at your results. A lot of people go to the gym just so they can say, I go to the gym. They don't actually work out at the gym vigorously or properly. So, again, the bottom line of all this is it's a bunch of gaslighting. She catfished the dude and then she's playing victim. Men are supposed to just accept anything and tell us that we don't see the unhealthiness and unfitness that we don't see. The definition of gaslighting. Reality is not reality when it comes to men having to accept anything from women. Well, I'm Joe Bachi 2007. Like, subscribe, notification bell, and I'm out of here on this one. Peace.